Today, I want to go over habit one. And habit one has to do with being proactive, and it's that personal responsibility that we need to be independent. It's remember in our continuum, we're going from dependence to independence, and these first three habits are based on a private victory. Being proactive has five different principles that are in effect. The principle is something that we can't really argue with. It's something that, in order for the habit to work, these principles must be there. So it's based on responsibility, choice, accountability, initiative, and resourcefulness. And then there's a common paradigm or a paradigm. There's a paradigm that goes along with the habit. And remember, in the last video, we talked about the see-do-get model. So the way we see affects what we do, affects what we get. So a common paradigm that's not very effective or not effective at all is this is just the way things are, and there's not much I can do about it. You can see that there isn't much control there. A highly effective paradigm, or a way of viewing our lives and the world, is I'm free to choose, and I'm ultimately responsible for my happiness. And so that's the paradigm that we work with. Some common practices. Some of the things we do, now these are common practices that are not very effective. React based on moods, feelings, circumstances, blame and accuse others, using victim language, waste time and energy on things we can't control, or pass negative patterns along. The highly effective practices that we want to talk about, and also that we teach our students, is that we pause and respond based on principles and desired results. We use proactive language, and we focus on our circle of influence. And then we can become a transition person. We're going to talk about that first one, pause and respond based on principles and desired results, in this video. I'll share the video that I just passed over there as a link that you can watch. And in it, it discusses the idea of carrying your own weather. And carrying your own weather is just the idea that you can choose whether you're going to how you're going to react to certain situations. And it's ultimately within your control. And there's some really great examples of people who have shown that in extremely difficult situations. They've made the decision to control their weather, just how they act towards that situation. And so reactive behavior is when people are reactive. They allow outside influences, moods, feelings, and circumstances to control their responses. So it's where the stimulus and the response comes together, boom, and it causes stress, fear, anxiety, all kinds of different things, problems within relationships, because we're reacting to whatever's going around us. Proactive people understand that they can pause and allow themselves the freedom to choose the response based on the principles and the desired results. So they give themselves the space, and you develop different ways of doing that. And again, it's something that we try to teach our students. How can we create space? Maybe it's through deep breathing, or walking away from a situation, or practicing how to react when you start to become upset. And maybe becoming more aware of what's going on. Like, do you actually feel like you're getting upset, and understanding what that feels like. We also talk about how we want to be more like a water bottle and less like a soda can. A soda can, if I took the soda can here and started shaking it, it would become very, very carbonated and eventually explode. I mean, when I open it up, it would explode and cause a mess. It wouldn't be very useful. The water bottle, you could shake all day and open it and it's still good to go. That's how we want to. That's how we want to be. We want to be more like a water bottle, less like a soda can. There's things in life that are going to happen that are outside our control. It can shake us up. It happens, quite often in a day. But it's our responsibility to take the time to relax, utilize some of those different strategies that can keep us calm, so that we don't explode and cause a mess in our relationships, or in just what's going on in our lives. So that's just a general overview of the first practice of being proactive, and what being proactive means. That it's the habit of choice, and that you ultimately have the choice of what, and are responsible for what occurs in your life. The next video we'll be talking about proactive language.